Tapestries have been around for a very long time, and since their start in ancient Greek culture, they've managed to stick around. Evidence of tapestry weaving is found all over the place when looking at ancient Greece. From covering the walls of the Parthenon to having a goddess that was specially skilled in making them, it's clear to see that tapestries had a big role in ancient Greek culture. The funny thing about this is that women were the ones making these artifacts. They were the sole makers, which goes to show that women in Greek culture could play a role in society rather than just being a good mother and wife. To illustrate this, I'll take you through what a typical day in the shoes of a Greek woman could have looked like. For simplicity's sake, we'll give her a name, and her name will be Anitha. Let's say Anitha is the wife of a well-known man and the mother to 2 children. Anitha begins her day as a typical person usually does, by waking up. Because she is a mother and wife, she goes to the kitchen, makes breakfast, gets the day started for the family. And after that, obviously, her husband and her children, they go out, her husband goes to work, her children go out and play, she's got the house to herself. What does she do? She starts weaving. For women then, it was probably a pastime just as much as it was a way to get some more revenue or just wanting to be part of society, contributing to society. So Anitha weaves just for fun or to make some more profit. And once she's done with that, she's got to go to the market. She's got to get some groceries because, of course, she still is the mother and the housewife. So she goes to the market. She's walking around. She sees tapestries and she thinks to herself, like, hey, that's my work. It makes her proud. Even if nobody knows that she's the one that made a tapestry that's being sold, she does. And she knows that she's contributing to society in her own ways, which obviously boosts her self-esteem. How could it not? And so she continues on her way, buys some food, fish, maybe some fruit, and then she sees these 2 women who are having some sort of competition, a weaving competition. She goes closer to investigate what's going on. She's a curious person. And she sees that it's Athena and Arachne having their weaving competition. She leans in to get a closer look, and she sees that both women have these beautiful, elaborate tapestries. They're weaving and they're very fast, they're very skilled, both of them. After they're done, Arachne and Athena both look at each other's work, congratulate each other. Athena says, you know what, Arachne, your work is beautiful, you're right. And Arachne, instead of saying, thank you, goddess Athena, decides to basically say, I told you so. Obviously, Athena's not very pleased with what Arachne is saying, so naturally she turns her into a spider. This reminds Anitha about how competitive and prideful the act of weaving can be. This is one of the only things that women can do to prove themselves in society. Of course they're going to be prideful. Of course they're going to be competitive. Of course they're going to want to be the best. And so with this in mind, she just kept walking through the market. She said, wow, people really take pride in their work. Everybody does. Of course, men with their politics and the war, women with raising their children and making tapestries. Before heading home, Anitha goes to the Parthenon. In light of what just happened, she realizes that maybe she needs to pray to Athena a little more often, and so she goes to the Parthenon and she sits and she takes in the beauty of the tapestries that she sees are covering the walls of this beautiful temple. And she prays to Athena, tells her, give me the strength to be able to continue doing this, weaving, of course, because it's something that allows me to actually contribute to society. And she's very prideful of that, and she knows that Athena obviously is as well. And she prays to Athena also for the health and the well-being of her family and herself, and then she heads back home. Once she's home, she cooks her meal with the ingredients that she bought at the market, and her family comes back. They ask her how her day was. She says, oh, nothing very special, just went to the market and bought some food. And she is this good housewife, this wonderful mother, but kind of in a secret spy sort of way is able to have this thing that is just hers, that she doesn't do for anybody else, just so that she can know that she's contributing to Greek society in ways other than raising a good man or supporting her husband through his decisions. And with this little secret, she goes to sleep, has a nice night, wakes up the next day, and does it sort of all over again. And as she continues in this cycle of contributing to societies in a plethora of different ways, the three Fates are looking down on her, saying to themselves, let's keep this life going on a little longer. She's doing good for herself. They decide to not cut the cord of life yet for Anitha, and they allow her to continue living. And as the three Fates are weaving the tapestry that is life, they decide to keep her string going.